Dear students, today's topic of my lecture, magnetism part 2. So, what you have to learn in this part that you can see here, magnetic field lines, then Earth's magnetic field, at last, elements of Earth's magnetic field. So, one by one, I explain. The first one is magnetic field lines. So, what is magnetic field lines? Magnetic field lines, the concept was given by Faraday in order to explain the magnetic interaction between the poles separated by small distance. That is, when you take a magnet, then it has the two poles. One is north, another one is south pole. So, the Faraday that explained the magnetic interaction in terms of the concept of magnetic field lines. The lines of the magnetic field are basically the line drawn in magnetic field along which a unit north pole, that is unit north magnetic pole, would move along to these lines. And the pattern of magnetic field lines that can be depicted by taking the iron flings and a bar magnet, and these iron flings we placed around the bar magnet. Then, due to the influence of magnetic field of the bar magnet, the iron flings behaves like small magnets and align themselves along the direction of lines of magnetic field. Then we get a beautiful pattern that you can see here. This is the north pole and this is south pole of the bar magnet, and these are the iron flings. And then you can see that a beautiful pattern which you are observing here, they are the magnetic field lines. Now there are some properties of the magnetic field lines. One by one you understand. The first property, that each magnetic field lines form a closed loop. That is, outside the magnet, the direction of magnetic field line is from north pole to south pole, and it continues through the body of the magnet to form a closed loop. Its meaning is that the magnetic field lines, they starts from the north pole to south pole outside the magnet and inside the magnet from south to north. So it is a closed loop. Second property, no two magnetic field lines intersect each other. If two magnetic field lines intersect each other, then there would be two directions of the magnetic field at the point of intersection, which is not possible. Third property, closer the magnetic field lines, stronger the magnetic field, and vice versa. Means the crowding of magnetic field lines, that represents the stronger magnetic field. If the magnetic fields are not closer, they are far away, then the magnetic field is weak. Fourth property, magnetic field lines contract longitudinally and widen laterally. Fifth property, a tangent drawn at any point on magnetic field line gives the direction of magnetic field at that point. So these properties are similar as you have learned electric field lines in the first unit. Now, Earth's magnetic field. Uh, As we assume that Earth is a huge magnet, and the strength of the Earth magnetic field varies from place to place on the surface of Earth, and its value is being of the order of 10 to the minus 5 Tesla. So what is the basic cause of the Earth magnetic field? Till now, the exact cause of the Earth magnetic field is not known. It is yet to be established. But originally, what we think, the magnetic field was thought of as arising from the joint bar magnet placed approximately along the axis of rotation of the Earth and deep in the interior. However, this simplistic picture is certainly not correct. Then, magnetic field is now thought to arise due to electrical currents produced by the convective motion of metallic fluids, and that mostly consist of molten iron and nickel in the outer core of the Earth. And this effect is also known as dynamo effect. Now you see here the diagram. This is the Earth, and this is the geographical north and south, and this line representing the magnetic north and south. So there is an angle between magnetic north and south and geographical north and south, that is 11.3 degree. And these two circles, they are representing the magnetic equator and geographic equator. So always there is a angle between them, and that you can understand like that. The Earth's magnetic field, similar that of magnetic dipoles that we are saying hypothetically, located at the center of the Earth, then the pole near the geographic north pole of the Earth is called North Magnetic Pole. Similarly, the pole near the geographic South Pole is called South Magnetic Pole. You can see that here, near to the geographical north, the pole that is known as North Pole of Magnetic, that is North Magnetic Pole. And similarly, you can see that near the geographical south, the pole is called South Magnetic Pole. And this dipole is aligned, making an angle with rotational axis of the Earth, and that angle is 11.3 degree. And the magnitude of the magnetic field on the Earth's surface is 4 into 10 raised to power minus 5 Tesla approximately. So this is about the Earth's magnetic field. Now we can do one numerical so that we can understand how we can find out the magnetic field at equator or on axial line. So you see that the one numerical, the Earth's magnetic field at the equator is approximately zero point 0.4 Gauss. Estimate the Earth's magnetic dipole moment. You have to find out the Earth's magnetic dipole moment, and Earth's magnetic field is given zero point 0.4 Gauss. As we know that the radius of the Earth, that is 6.4 into 10 raised to the power 6 meter, and the value of the magnetic field is given here. You can see zero point 0.4 Gauss, that is 4 into 10 is power 5 Tesla. Now in the question it is written equator, and the formula that we have already calculated for magnetic dipole moment or for the magnetic field at equator in case of magnetic dipole, and that formula is B equal to mu naught upon 4 pi capital M upon R cube. Capital M is the magnetic dipole moment. So you rearrange this formula, and capital M equal to B R cube upon mu naught upon 4 pi. and the values which are given that you put, the value of B is 4 into 10 is power minus 5 and R is 6.4 into 10 is power 6 whole cube, and mu naught upon 4 pi, that is equal to 10 is power minus 7, and then you calculate it. What we will get? Capital M equal to 4 into 10 is power 2 into 6.4 into 10 is power 6 whole cube. Further you solve it and you will get finally capital M equal to 1.05 into 10 is power 23 ampere meter square. So this is the magnetic dipole moment of Earth. Now how we can determine the Earth's magnetic field, and that we define in terms of the magnetic elements of Earth's magnetic field. So elements of the Earth's magnetic field, basically they are the physical quantities which completely describe Earth's magnetic field. That's why they are called elements of Earth's magnetism. And they are classified into three categories. One is declination, second one is angle of dip or inclination, and the third one is horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field. So one by one you understand the meaning. The first one is declination. For that purpose you see a diagram. So here in this diagram, this south and north, it is the magnetic axis, and PQNS is the magnetic meridian, that is the vertical plane on the magnetic axis. Similarly, on geographic axis S and S, a vertical plane will draw, then P, Q dash and S N, that is called geographic meridian. And at a place, as we say that Earth's magnetic field is different at different places. So that's why when we are defining the elements of the Earth's magnetic field, then we also calculate or define at a place, because their values gets varied from place to place. So what is basically the declination? Declination at a place can be defined as the angle between geographic meridian and magnetic meridian. That is the angle theta. This is known as magnetic declination. So angle QPQ dash or NS and S, you can see here, is equal to theta. This is the declination at that place. So angle of declination varies from place to place on the Earth's surface, and this declination is very helpful in steering ships in the right direction with the help of mariner's compass. And that you have heard in earlier time or in ancient time, the merchants they used the compass in their ships for finding the correct direction. So they are actually finding the magnetic declination. Now the second one is angle of dip or inclination. For that purpose, again you see the diagram. In the diagram you can see that this B is total magnetic field intensity of the Earth, which makes an angle theta, or we can say that which makes an angle delta with the horizontal line of magnetic meridian. That is known as angle of dip or inclination. So angle of dip or inclination also we define at a place is the angle between the direction of total magnetic field intensity and the horizontal direction in the magnetic meridian at that place, and it is represented by delta. So remember it. Now, this angle of dip is measured by an instrument which we call dip circle. And this dip circle is like that. As we say that the angle of dip is different at different places, so we will find out the angle of dip with the help of this dip circle at poles and equator. So you see that at the Earth's magnetic poles, the magnetic field of Earth is perpendicular to the Earth's surface and the value of angle of dip is 90 degree. So in that condition, or at the magnetic pole of the Earth, this magnetic needle in the dip circle, that becomes vertical. So this angle is 90 degree. Now at poles, the, or you can say that at poles that we have already calculated, it is 90 degree. Now at equator, angle is 0. That is, angle of dip is 0. In this condition, this needle of the dip circle, that becomes horizontal. So that's why the angle of dip is 0 and magnetic needle becomes horizontal. So that's why we say that angle of dip at a place is always defined because its value is different at different places. Now the third element of Earth magnetism, horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field. So again you see the diagram. In this diagram you see that this is the total magnetic field intensity of the Earth magnetic field. When you resolve this total magnetic field intensity into the two rectangular components, one is along to the horizontal line of magnetic meridian, that is BH, or you can also see it is HE. So in some books it is written as BH and some it is written as HE. So generally we write by BH and its vertical component is BV. So how we can define the horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field? It is the component of total magnetic field intensity of Earth along the horizontal line of magnetic meridian, that is BH or HE. Now we resolve this total magnetic field intensity into the two rectangular components. Then what we will get? The horizontal component we get BH equal to B cos delta and BV equal to B sin delta. Mark this equation 1 and 2. Now squaring and adding these two equations, then we will get B square cos square delta plus B square sin square delta equal to B square H plus B square V. Now we take B square common from here, then inside the bracket is cos square delta plus sin square delta, which is equal to 1. So that's why the final expression you will get B square equal to BH square plus BV square. When you remove this square, then you will get B equal to under root BH square plus BV square. Mark this equation number 3. Now you divide the equation 2 by equation 1, then you will get BV upon BH equal to B sin delta upon B cos delta. This B and this B get cancelled. So you will get finally BV upon BH equal to tan delta. That you mark equation number 4. Now the value of the horizontal component of earth is also different at different places, and since the horizontal component of earth is BH equal to B cos delta, so we have to find out its value at equator and poles. So at the place on the pole, angle of dip is 90 degree, and the formula for the horizontal component of earth, B equal to BH equal to B cos delta, and delta is 90 degree. So therefore BH equal to B cos 90. B cos 90 is 0. So that's why BH equal to 0. Therefore earth always has the horizontal component except at poles. The dip needle becomes vertical at poles. Just 2 minutes before I explained the same thing. Now similarly, at a place on equator, delta equal to 0 degree, then BH equal to B cos delta, and in place of delta is 0 degree and cos 0 degree is 1. That's why BH equal to B. So therefore earth has a vertical component except at equator, and the dip needle at horizontal in equator. Dip needle becomes horizontal at the equator. So this is about the magnetic elements of earth, which describe completely the earth's magnetism. Now we take one example. In magnetic meridian of certain place, the horizontal component of earth's magnetic field is 0.26 Gauss and dip angle is 60 degree. What is the magnetic field of the earth at this location? So you see that in the question, the important thing is that first you understand the question, and after that you apply your concept. So here in the question, horizontal component of earth is given, that is 0.26 Gauss, and the dip angle is given 60 degree. So you have to apply BH equal to B cos delta, and your aim is to find out this B. So rearrange it. B equal to BH upon cos delta. Substitute the values. So B equal to 0.26 upon cos 60. Cos 60 degree is 1 by 2. So this becomes B equal to zero point 0.6 upon 1 by 2. Then solve it. You will get P equal to 0.52 Gauss. So this is the magnetic field of earth at this location. Now whatever you learn, and that I give you some MCQs, so that whatever you learn till now and these concepts you have to apply, and then you solve these MCQs. So first one is, earth's magnetic field always has a horizontal component except, the options are equator, magnetic pole, a latitude of 60 degree, a latitude of 50 degree. So answer is B, magnetic pole. Second question, the angle between the magnetic meridian and geographic meridian is known as, the options are first or A, magnetic inclination, B, magnetic declination, C, magnetic moment, D, magnetic field strength. So its answer is magnetic declination. You apply your concept, whatever you have learned, and then you see that which option is correct. And third one is, the angle of dip at a place where the horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field is equal to its vertical component is. So you apply the concept which you learn, and the options are A 45 degree, B 30 degree, C 60 degree, D 90 degree. So your answer should be 45 degree. So option A is correct. Now the fourth question, the angle of dip at Earth's magnetic poles and the equator respectively are. So whatever you learn about the angle of dip and that concept you apply here and find out which option is correct. Options are A 60 degree 30 degree, B 90 degree 30 degree, C 90 degree 0 degree, D 30 degree 90 degree. So option C is correct, 90 degree and 0 degree. So this is about MCQs related to the concept which you learn today. If you like my video, then like it, subscribe, press the bell icon. Thank you. Have a nice day.